Good day, everyone. Welcome to our live Q&A coming to you here on Ashala Yardley's YouTube channel. Myself, Ashala, and my dear beloved daughter, Kristal. We're here to answer your questions today. And as always, so lovely to see many familiar faces, friends from all corners of the globe. Hi, Ricky and Taro Lupo. South Alabama, the UK. Hi.
Christian, Angela.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Hello, Linda. Thank you.
Hit the like button. Yeah. So, wonder what we're going to start with talking about today. What are you feeling, Kristal? Anything that you feel is important to start us off with?
I'd love to even look at like what are we meant to be taking forward from the energies of the full moon that just passed.
Right, the full moon, the lunar eclipse.
Yeah, this eclipse portal that's happened. And
today is the 999. If any of you have heard about that numerologically and astrologically, so it's the 9th month, the 9th day, and the year 2025 adds up to a 9. And then if you put 3 9s together, that's 27, which also adds up to a 9. So a lot of 9 energy.
Yeah.
A lot of 9 energy. Yeah. So all of that, when I look at the number 9 in numerology, it's about synthesizing and gathering everything together. It's like if you're building something, designing a garden, building a website, building a resume. You basically draw on all that you have, all that you've known, and you synthesize and gather those things together and design them into a new version, right? The next version of you. And the next version of your garden, of your home, and so on. So that's what the 9 is about for me. Shall we just quickly have a look at that in association with the this full moon lunar eclipse season and
sure.
See what
sounds like a great one.
Yeah.
And did you clear the cards?
I did.
Okay, perfect. So let's shuffle on that.
Aww. Monica, hi.
Hi, Monica.
And Leo is saying, Kristal, great read on Beyond the News. Be the right rhythm system that you are. It will let you be you. Okay,
thank you, Leo.
Get it, Leo.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay, and then we've got our next question coming from Christian. So we'll get to you very shortly here, Christian.
Shall we pass it over to you to shuffle?
Sure, that sounds wonderful. Thank you, dear. Oh, look at the number on the bottom.
Aha.
The 9. Yep. So 9 of Cups, which is, oh, look at that. I opened the deck. Another 9. Hermit. Yeah, 2 9s right there.
There we have it.
So the
right
Hermit,
on point.
Yep. The Hermit being that, gathering, the silent researcher. Go ahead, dear. You want to cut the deck and then put it into whatever pile you want.
I'm doing it?
Sure.
Okay, we're just getting warmed up here.
That was what I was feeling too. I was feeling that one too.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's have a look here. I'm going to do a focus answer.
Okay, what do we need to know? What do we need to know? Oh, let's get the cards bigger.
Yeah. Ooh, good plan. Oh, look at that, y'all. Okay. Aww.
Super, super, super. Yep. Love it. Love it. What do you feel, Kristal?
I feel like a lot of activating energy, a lot of potency in this eclipse portal. Certainly a lot kind of got stirred up, and I feel like we're still dancing, particularly over the next couple of days, between the veils a bit, but particularly between the, the 3D and beyond. And ultimately, we're coming out on this, I'd say, forward journey into a deeper spiritual path here. It may have felt, it's interesting, right? Because this energy may feel really like beautiful and celebratory and even grounding for people, but it also may feel at the same time like you're kind of exhausted by it. And I don't know, I kind of feel that too. Like I can see how the opportunity here to really spend some time with yourself, spend some time with your heart and your take your own journey in this time to discover sort of what path is meant to be brought forward for you. It's a pretty lovely invitation.
I feel like with this Two of Pentacles here in the middle, which can represent timelines, possibly, right? And a timeline of a couple of months. And then we have also the potential of 8 weeks. We've got another, so we've got in that time another eclipse. So this is the beginning really of the eclipse season. And so I sense that it's going to be over the next 2 months. We're doing a lot of, let's just say, a lot of themes are getting wrapped up. And look at all the wands, Kristal. We've got Queen of Wands, Knight of Wands, Four of Wands, 10 of Wands. That's, 4 Wands cards out of, what is it? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. 4 out of 7 are wands.
Yeah.
So what that is strongly energetic. It's very influential in our energy. So there is a lot of big up levels. Queen of Wands, she's, as Kristal said, things have been stirred up. She's looking at things from a more creative, wilder kind of, witchy alternative angle. She's looking at things from that angle. And we're going to go through some gateways over the next couple of months, up leveling, even on a communal social level, how open-minded people are to look at alternatives, but it's also going to be just take its toll on us energetically. And we could feel that we're carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders. But look at this, really auguring well for a positive, this is potential outcome based on where we are right now without making any changes.
Yes.
It's like Knight of Wands, the spiritual warrior. That's really a good sign that there's enough momentum to keep our path clear ahead.
Yeah, this energetic gateway. And what we're not seeing here is swords. So it's a lot more about coming into the energy body and coming out of the technicalities of the mind, which is really beautiful to see.
Which kind of leads us into the next question.
Yes, it does.
And so interesting, Kristal, that I actually saw there was an absence of swords in my forecast for this week as well.
Okay.
I don't think there was a single sword in the whole, which is great, actually.
Oh, that's really great. I'll leave my thoughts behind then.
Right? So, okay, let's go to our next question. Which is Christian saying, what can Spirit tell us regarding mind to machine interfaces and how this can push humanity to overcome AI and leapfrog it based on Cliff High's latest post? Okay, so mind machine interfaces.
I didn't see that post.
I didn't see it either, but what I'm hearing him say is that or what I'm suspecting, let's just put it that way, is that he's talking about almost like interacting with AI and proving that humanity is way more advanced. So assuming that, let me know, Christian, if that's incorrect, if it was actually something different. But as making that assumption, let's start pulling on that assumption that AI mind interface could literally leapfrog us, proving that our consciousness moves faster and is more full spectrum in its capacity, versus AI's kind of, even though it has diversity built into it and can explore all these things simultaneously and categorize them according to how it's been programmed, it still doesn't have necessarily, we have the quantum computing reality, but I feel like humanity's ability to quantum leap with our consciousness is way beyond what can happen.
And Christian confirms that basically using our mind to interact with machines, which would be faster than what AI can accomplish. He said 2027 we would be seeing this appearing.
Okay, so that's kind of what I was suspecting. And let's go like this. And I think the first pile there, love, and maybe we'll just do 3, eh?
Let's do it.
Hi, Murdoch. Nice to see you, Christian, by the way. Thanks for your question.
Thank you.
Okay, so what do you think?
What do you think?
You go first.
Me. I feel like we're certainly feeling the stimulation of having so much of this interconnectedness with the machine, with AI, with tech stimulation that it's certainly doing something to our energy bodies and causing this sort of internal chaos. And yet there is a power and a potency to how we've mastered our connection to that which is nature, that which is our developed skills, that which we've cultivated from the land, and how we can use our intelligence to physically put that to work and to put that into tangible resources. And
well, it's almost like what I'm hearing you say is like a feedback loop between nature and our awareness in our mind. Like we can tap in to a feedback loop.
Yeah, and it's almost feeling? Because we have these energy bodies that we're able to like connect with the true potency of what this like sort of material world, the earth matter, what that gives to us. And it actually allows us to create these foundations of community and co-creation and like interconnection that tech can't give us, right?
Isn't that, that's so brilliant, Kristal. It's like in our ability, like for example, take a community like Finhorn, when they went and set up these beautiful gardens there, it was all based on literally spiritual experiences they had with the plants and the landscape, literally dreaming in their consciousness messages from nature that were telling them, do this, don't do this. I've had clients that tell me my plants in my garden, as I've grown to have a relationship with the land, and I have this spiritual connection to the deities of these high intelligence, right? Mycelium, all the different plant consciousness, a lot of the animal consciousness as well. There's so many different forms of intelligence there. And AI has been programmed with basic human intelligence, right? Facts and logic and all that stuff, and even the nuances of our emotional experience. But it isn't necessarily programmed with all the wisdom of nature, which is infinite, right? It's always evolving and changing. You can't quantify that. It's quantum, and therefore this natural relationship. So, for example, in Findhorn, what I was using as the example, they had these extraordinary experiences, places in, this part of Scotland that plants shouldn't even grow there, these different types of plants. Not only did they grow, they grew massive. And it defied logic, it defied science. If you went looking for how did they do that, they could not tell you how they did that. So AI can't track that.
Yes. Truth. Beautiful. I have a question, Mom. Ashala. I'm noticing for the first time ever looking at this card, this head-like, mask-like creature that he's got his foot on here. I'm being drawn to it and my question was, have you noticed it before?
Never.
Okay, right? And I've never noticed it.
Hold
so
it
I'm
up
like,
really, really close so people might be able to see it.
Okay, hold on.
There,
Yes.
You see it? It looks like a
Like
jaguar.
Or a monkey's head or something wild like that. Okay, so I've never noticed it before. So I was just like, there's something about it in what we're talking about. And it feels like some sort of like an ancient like mask or something like that. Like,
well, it's his left foot. Okay, his left foot, which is armored, is resting on that. So it's almost like because the left side is the receptive side of our body, right? It's like we are like a giant battery. The right side is the puts out energy, and the left side pulls in energy. So it's the masculine, feminine.
Okay.
And so he's got his left foot on this creature, which is, you could call it like animal consciousness. And he can literally tap into that. But his left boot is actually armored. I've never seen this before. Isn't this wild? This happens so often with tarot cards, and you can work with them for years. Janine and I talk about it. It still happens to her. It's like, yeah, never ever seen that before. I don't even know.
A Mandela effect thing.
Yeah.
It's like, well, was that actually there before? I don't know. But interesting what we're maybe meant to learn from that. And I also see it said something to me about a mask, and something about like ancient technologies that were really interwoven with animal spirits. And there's something there where this new technology, it's kind of like it can't meet it in the same way. It's a different kind of mask, and we're putting these almost like masks of new technology on to communicate through, to channel our wisdom through, to learn our wisdom through. And yet there is all of these real I'd say ancient technologies out there that are still available to us through, as we discover our connections to the earth and to the wisdom of the animals, as you were talking about, right? There's this whole untapped or behind the scenes resource that are still, Mom's thinking of a book.
I am. Well, keep talking. I mean, animals and the plants, right? If you ever want your mind absolutely blown, this book right here, let me make us bigger for a minute.
Okay.
The Secret Life of Plants, Peter Tompkins and Christopher Bird. It is, I'll tell you when it was written and published. It's an older book, and it blows my mind. 1972. You read this, and seriously, I mean, I highly recommend getting it in audiobook. Look at all the I tried to, like thumb the page over, and it's like every second page because it's so laborious to read. It's just so technical, and all this wild technical research that was done in the 100 years preceding 1972. And they were like, oh, this is just about to go global and everyone will understand the consciousness of plants. Blunk, it went under. It didn't get brought out.
We weren't ready.
Well, I guess we weren't ready, but it's really unfortunate. Yeah. Or it was like, definitely threatening to the cabal and the whole narrative, the whole takeover narrative. So I highly recommend getting the audiobook version of this and taking a, kind of deep dive with it, because you will recognize pretty soon on. And then there's just, it blows my mind because there's so much irrefutable evidence from all these different research projects, like dozens and dozens and dozens done in all different parts of the world over long periods of time. And it's exactly this, what we're talking about: the consciousness, the intelligence of the natural world, the various varied forms of intelligence and interconnected intelligences. Super wild stuff.
No robot will replace home cooking and loving care. Amen.
I want to go to Monica's question right here, Kristal. I had it ready to go because a lot of people are asking the same question.
For sure, there was another one up there of the same note. Just give me one sec here, because I was just on it, and it was asking about Monica, so many floods and earthquakes and volcanoes erupting. Wow. Talk about, here we go. She's actually asking the question. Here we go. Talk about all the floods, earthquakes, and volcanoes coming to the life world wide. Okay, so we've got that, and then
I'm just going to put it down here. It's a little easier to understand.
Sure.
So many floods, earthquakes, and volcanoes erupting. Wow. So what do we need to know about that? Which is interesting, because we're talking about having a direct line with the natural world.
It was such a good transition into this, for sure. I was feeling the same thing. Oh, never mind. I can't shuffle like you. I try sometimes. No, I'm going to shuffle still. I just can't do it like that.
Okay.
Go for a little laugh to clear the air and move on to the next thing here. Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Monica, for pointing to this.
I can give shuffling tutorials. Watch, I'll give a shuffling tutorial. You guys ready for a shuffling tutorial? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you open the deck. You open the deck.
Okay.
And you just hold it like this. And this is how I started doing it. I just let a big chunk fall in, and then another chunk on the other side, and then a chunk, and then a chunk, and then a chunk, and then a chunk.
Chunkity chunk.
Yeah, and
it's
then
a chunky process.
And then over time, that turned into this.
I see you get like a little
once in a while.
Sometimes they go.
Sometimes they go without a wiggle. Very little wiggle.
You got a hand flick. You got a little hand flick.
But that started, honestly, I swear.
Chunky.
It started with the chunk. Yeah.
Okay.
So there we go.
We've all learned now. Tarot card shuffling 101 here.
And what does it mean with the tarot card shuffling? What is the relevance of that? We are alchemizing. We are literally alchemizing the elements, because the tarot contains the 4 elements of air, fire, water, and earth. And we blend those elements when we shuffle the elements together. So it's our intention with the question and alchemizing through shuffling those elements blended in whatever ideal way is going to create an expression of where we are meant to go with that thought that we have, with that intention that we have. And how we know we're getting it straight from source the source of our higher selves, our direct connection to higher consciousness, is that we ask the question, we hold space with our heart open. We don't ask it trying to get a result and being all like grabby and ego based. We ask it with a real open heart, which is how we do all our sessions. And then we shuffle, which alchemizes that intention, and then we lay out the cards. So there we go.
Hey, Tarot 101 with Mama. I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. What?
3, I think.
3?
Yeah, that's what I was sort of visualizing.
1, 2. Interesting.
You tell me what you're seeing. Let's start by saying, are you seeing any?
Not seeing floods.
Well, let's just say, are you seeing any massive cataclysms?
No. I mean, are you?
Nope.
No.
So what we are seeing, according to what you see here, what do you believe we are seeing with the amount that are coming up? Because we're definitely there are earthquakes, there are volcanoes erupting and floods.
I'm seeing, interesting, we've got another 9 here, right? So it's almost like the releasing of what's being what's being released through that is actually this like synthesizing of what's going to be useful and what is no longer serving. And then this like 4 of Pentacles is like is creating new foundation. And we're really we're not in the full expression of what that's going to be yet. There's still more to come, it seems like. What do you make of the hangman there?
Well, that's the tension, right?
Yes.
So there's a tension as we are, because he's hanging suspended. It's in suspense. Something's happening, but nothing's happening super quickly compared to what it could do. Right? With the amount, I got that when Kristal said that about we're letting go of all this stuff, I got 9,000 years. It's 9,000 years of gathered energy. Obviously, there's big volcanoes and big earthquakes and big floods in that 9,000 year period, but we are doing cleansing and clearing that go back that far. Like we're doing timeline adjustments, and the tectonic plates adjust with the shift in frequency, which affects everything. It affects all the aspects of nature, atmospheric, and the weather. And then of course we have our weather modification and all the disruptions that have been purposely put into the mix by humans. But always there's a question: it is our hubris and our folly, and in a way our insanity, to manipulate these things without knowing what we're causing, right? The butterfly effect, where the wing of a butterfly can create something like an earthquake on the other side of the world or the universe or whatever. But is there a higher purpose to us acting so foolishly and without really knowing what we're meddling with? Is it the higher hands? And I'm talking real high, like I'm talking, creator, designing things to move energy.
Yeah, especially I feel like with this card, especially in the cities, there's a lot of energy around like consumption and feeling really kind of like holding on to this sort of like ideal of what value and like wealth is, and the energy that's actually coming through that's being synthesized and coming through is actually along the lines of like much more sovereignty frequency, right? So it's kind of like shaking up the energy in these cities where a lot of people are actually pretty, as you can see, this guy's holding on to his money and just like attached to their belongings and the things that, the things that they have that they've invested in that are valuable. And so there's something that's being stirred there.
Yeah, definitely.
Aww.
Definitely. I
Karen,
just wanted to pop that up from Karen.
I
Thank you,
adore
dear.
honey. Thank you so
Karen
much.
had a reading with Kristal yesterday. Is that right? Yes.
Yes. Aw, it was so lovely to connect with you.
Find those readings. If you look below, there are links. You put the links down there, did you?
I did.
Oh, good.
Yes, look at us go. May I pull a few more here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, look at this, right? So part of what's happening here is definitely concerning, and we can certainly feel stuck in our systems and in our homes. Like the a lot of this is these big nature-based disasters can really bring us to questioning where we are stuck in these realities and bring us to a crossroads. And it can feel like you're stuck at a crossroads and not really sure where to go or how to navigate through this, but you're actually invited through a gateway into greater possibilities, deeper parts of yourself, seeing beyond black and white. Tell me.
Yeah, interesting. I also got some timeline stuff with this because we've got the High Priestess, which is at number 2, and then we've got this 2, like maybe 2 months, and 8 then weeks. 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So again, that 2-month period is showing up as being significant, like that we're going through, an eye of a needle in a way, and it's the final few months of the year of the wood snake, which is the 9 year. So we're coming into, I guess there would be what? We've got September, October, November, December, January. So there's five more months, but the next 2 is a lot of this gathering, synthesizing. I'm wondering if we might see a very, very big release in about 2 months. So if we're looking at, right now it's the 9th of September. So the 9th of November, 9/11, 9/11/9, somewhere around that, that there could be some greater turning point. Can we pull some more cards on what that might look like? Oh, okay. So if there is an event around that time, it's less disruptive than it is cohesive. Like
unifying, strengthening.
Yeah.
And it's almost like I was having this conversation with someone about with one of my guests clients about the beautiful part of when people come together to honor the dead, and where you're in all of this grief, but there's also like not a lot of spaciousness for just like the day-to-day worries or anything like that. Like you're really in this space of being present with the grief and present also in the honoring of that person, their strength, their the ways that they touch the world. So there's something about sort of sitting with the sadness or the disappointment or the challenge in the chaos that some of this causes, because the 5s are your chaos and change card, right? And yet that those emotions being stirred are also what's going to bring us into this really, the new light age, where we're really learning to work through and with our sadness, our disappointment, our grief, to transmute that into the upgrade, which is into the light.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Super. Thank you, everybody. And I'm just zipping over here because there's some comments, of course, about Three Eye Atlas, and Christian is mentioning that Tarot by Isabella had an interesting reading regarding Three Eye Atlas with her crystal ball yesterday. Would you be, and it looks like Murdoch saw that too.
Okay.
Would you be willing to tell us just the main points of what came up around that? And yeah, Christian's saying, yeah, basically using.
No, that was no, that was on what they were talking about with Cliff High.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're just curious about that,
there.
about what Tarot by Isabella said. I'm always so curious about what other readers are getting. And, you know, we just are at any given point tuning in and receiving incredible insights. So it's lovely. Every single continent is rumbling. The earth is speaking. I was going to say, oh, that rumbling for us is the train going by. Just as
That's wild.
Question:
Are mother-daughter relationships always karmic?
Oh,
hey. Shall we move along?
Sure. Why not? But we want to hear about Three Eye Atlas.
Yes,
too.
we do.
We'll do that next. Just put that down in the comments. There's our little boop boop train going by.
I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it's the cutest little booper train.
Oh, Christian's saying about this, all the activity on Earth, birthing pains. Yeah, yes. Great way to look at that.
Yeah.
Speaking of birthing pains.
That wasn't painful, was it?
Oh, not at all.
No. And the pain continues. Okay, our mother-daughter relationship's always karmic. Wouldn't we like to know?
We would.
Always. Certainly feels like it sometimes, doesn't it?
Pretty much all the time, I think.
Pretty much.
Well, good karma and
yeah,
bad karma.
Yeah, exactly what I was just going to say. Yes. Okay, let's put some mother juice on here.
Mm-hmm.
Some mama spiritual sauce on there. I love this question. Maybe you can bring it onto my show later. Dun, dun, dun. Speaking of my show later, my weekly show Beyond Karma is coming up this afternoon, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and love for any of you to come, tune in, show up, bring your personal questions or anything that's coming up for you. And I love just connecting with everyone. Let's talk some more about karma, and I can share some good news. Got an awesome good news story saved up for today. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
And Chris, you're going to be seeing more of both Kristal and I on Beyond Mystic this coming week because Janine's away. She's leaving.
This coming month, really, a few weeks.
Yeah, a couple of weeks. We're going to be on a lot while Janine is away in Ireland. So you can jump on over there and see us. So mother-daughter relationships, are they always karmic? I mean, mother-children, really, but specifically, we'll look at mother and daughter relationships.
I'm doing a focus.
Okay.
Can we?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll squeak them on here.
All up.
Move it all over. Yeah. Touch it.
Oh. Wow. Interesting. Huh. This is interesting because can I jump into this one?
Please.
I really get a feeling of lineage and matrilineal descent and how for a really long time, everything was transferred between mothers and daughters in terms of not just like, we think so monetarily these days about ownership of stuff. But really, it would have been in more traditional ancient times, it would have been more about like leadership roles. It would be kind of a bit like the inheritance roles that we've more modern meaning the last couple of thousand years we've associated with patrilineal descent, where you get your surname, which originally really meant your surname came from what your father did. A lot of times, it would be like you would be called the miller or the whatever, right? Like your surname would be associated to your father's occupation, and you would be expected to kind of follow in those footsteps. That's more what matrilineal lineage was about throughout a lot of human history. It was about you would kind of follow in your mother's line in terms of kind of like what Kristal's doing, following your mother's footsteps. You would inherit some of her natural abilities. You would also inherit her tools. She would train you in the tools that she had gathered. You would inherit her stories, and then eventually that would also translate into leadership around certain decisions related to the land, the territory, the community, and so on. So you'd be in like a matrilineal council of leadership. So very much the way we've seen the way men's patrilineal inheritance has gone over the last few thousand years. But longer time ago, it was through the mother's side. So on some level, I feel like we have a memory of that. We have a cellular memory of that. And we probably don't want it to be so black and white going forward. But I do feel like mothers and daughters at this time are coming in to gather some of the wisdom around women receiving those karmic gifts from their mother's line, and also some aspect of leadership that comes through their mothers. So yes, I would say, just like we associate so much of our our ancestry is based on our father's father. We say, I'm a Grant, or I'm a McLean, or I'm a whatever. And it's like that you talk about your father's clan or whatever, right? But this feels like we could be looking at a time going forward here where more emphasis is going to be placed on mothers and daughters sharing leadership, sharing skills, and passing those along.
Especially with these 2 pages, like really new ways forward with that, right? Yeah. I'd have to agree. And it's interesting how it's like the masculine here is like the physical, like the like almost like the planting of the seed, and then it's really the mother that fosters the heart and the container, the sacred vessel for that soul, right? And so that's where whether and I don't know that it's just about mothers and daughters. I mean, we're asking about mothers and daughters here, but almost with those pages, it feels like it's more like on
it could be mothers and children in general.
Yeah.
And it's funny you're saying, the father plants the seed literally, but the mother waters it and nourishes it literally, right? So it's like there's something about we've gotten a little bit off track where the masculine is just about like plant more seeds, populate the earth and produce and progress, advancement, all of this stuff, but things don't grow very well without the feminine energy caring for them. So I feel like we've stumbled into a bit of a down a rabbit hole here, Jackie, with your question, but it's a good one, and we could probably look at it more on another show. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So,
beautiful.
oh, right. Oops, sorry. Janine said her mother was her persecutor during the time they were executing so-called witches. We are eternally on one way or the other. Yeah. So you're speaking about a past life, which is not through our lineage, but a karmic past life connection. And this gets into some really dicey territory because I actually believe the two are quite strongly linked. That's another long rabbit hole topic for another day. But just let's say that right now, through our guides, it's coming forward more relevant to focus on what we inherit through our mother's line, like literally genetically, not so much past life karma, but genetic karma. And let's leave it at that for now.
Okay. Deal.
Okay, so let's see. Oh, we're talking about we asked about what she said.
She basically talked to them. Yeah, put her up there.
Oh, we want to get to the beginning.
That was it.
That was it?
Yeah.
Oh, she basically talked. So we're talking about Tarot by Isabella talked to them, and they are coming here to get rid of the planet, to rid the planet of parasites.
Interesting.
Okay. So the them that is associated with this three-eye atlas, which I often perceive as being either past or future versions of us. And again, this gets into where I've gone. I definitely have gone through a whole complex evolution around my understanding of interdimensional and off-world beings and entities. And where I'm at now is I see much more relationship to us. Similar with my perspective of past lives. I don't see it so much that there's these random lives that happened willy-nilly all over the place and that we just are a conglomeration of those. I see that it's much more deeply woven with our literal physical genetics. And same with what we call off-worlders, I believe are relatives. There are relatives from different time and space. And so we have their DNA. We have what they have. And they are here to help us access a part of that at a particular time where we need that thing that they have. Or they're here to challenge us with something that we need at this particular moment. So
she also mentioned that the reason they are traveling so slow is so that we can see them coming and that we should not be afraid.
I agree.
Agreed.
Shall we just pull one more? Shall we not be afraid?
I had it shuffled on it. Let's shuffle on it and see. We'll tune into that three-eye atlas energy again. And see if there's any wisdom today that we're meant to know about this.
Well, and interesting, what I'm hearing right off the bat, I just heard this window pop open in my head, and it was like, yeah, we can support this by clearing the parasites in our own bodies. Like it's the micro and the macro. It's part of the parasitic load. As we clean inside, it affects outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dun, dun,
That's
dun.
it. And here we go.
Do
this
it.
One.
Okay.
Ooh. Interdimensional. Oh. Oh.
Hey now. Isn't that beautiful?
Definitely do not be afraid. This is a mission of love and
unity.
Reconciliation. Look at this. All directions of time and space coming together to support our birth. It's like they're midwifing us from, and think about who we want in the birthing room, we want our closest family, right? And they are our family because they are connected to us, literally. We are related. We're relatives. It's relative to time and space. We are one. And look at that, the united one. Unconditional love, forgiveness.
We've got the 4 directions there as well. Yeah.
See the 4 directions on the offering that's going into the sacred chalice? The peace offering.
And this W, it's like the womb of like the like we were just talking about, the vessel of receivership of all that's meant to be coming in.
And the W is the M inverted, and the M is for money and man. So we have money and man inverted for womb and woman.
Yes. And then the unity that brings forth.
Yeah, and it's really just about tipping it back up the other way, right?
How beautiful is that?
Okay, you guys are going to trip out with me here. Can we trip out for a minute and go do something really trippy? Because I've never really said or seen this before, but all of a sudden I'm channeling this whole M and W thing. So if you look at this, the W, there are 2 places for if that was a vessel, there would be 2 chambers. Do you see that? The W, and then if you turn it upside down and it's an M, there's only 1 chamber. So there's something about 3 chambers in total. I don't know what that means, but it's the Trinity. It's the Holy Trinity. So putting this like the 2 cups and then the 3rd cup together is the Holy Trinity.
Yeah. It is the unity of the masculine, the feminine, and the divine. Yeah.
Oh, mic drop.
Now you know what that means.
I do.
Yay. She's so cute.
Okay. So, wow, this has been really very amazing as always, everyone.
All cosmically connected from
Totally. So I think we're going to sign off. It's a little early, but it feels like the right moment for us to say fare thee well. Have a beautiful week and jump on over to Beyond Mystic. As I said before, you're going to see tons of us over there. We're going to be doing Beyond the News, taking turns doing Beyond the News with Jean-Claude and with Coco and on the IAP and everything. So it's going to be awesome.
On top of our regular shows.
Yeah.
So, and we also have a new show between us that's coming up on there pretty soon. So,
Monica's saying, wow, mind blown, right? Isn't that's so true. My mind is blown too. It is. Definitely.
We're here to have our minds blown.
Totally. That's what we show up for, isn't it?
Thank you, everyone, for bringing your energy, your wisdom, your questions, and for sharing in this community. It is also beautiful to have you. And we will see you next week.
Blessings. Fare thee well. Bye for now.
I like that.